Afraid to open a box. Well, this place hasn't changed. Right down to the guy fishing dead birds out of the ceiling. Hey, you know what? I want to ask you something. Say a lifetime ago, you worked with a guy, right? Had your ups and downs, but on the whole, liked each other, respected even. The job ends, you go your separate ways. Life happens, and you live, and you love. And you lose, big time. And so you close off your heart. Then one day, the child of that almost forgotten guy comes to you and asks for your help. Would you take the chance? Would you open that heart up again? Let feelings in, knowing that undoubtedly it would hurt again at some point.
There is a saying in my country. When man is holding dead bird, tell shorter story.
And that is why I don't open up to people. But I am not afraid to open a box. Hey, ow! Harry! Okay. I'll think about it.
Honey, can I explain first?
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Gina Stone for the defense. You may proceed.
Okay, first, I just want to say, your father wanted you to know, but he respected that it was my story to tell.
All right, so tell it.
It started with a little poker game at the Jiffy Lube where my boyfriend worked. We were riding high on cash and exhaust fumes. But things got out of control and I ended up here. Your dad could have thrown the book at me. But he saw me the way I wanted to see myself.
He had a habit of doing that.
After I served my time, I reached out. Turns out I was on his mind, too. He wasn't sure about the whole judge dating the ex-con thing. But I said, you're only one yes away from the rest of your life.
That was you.
We wanted a fresh start, so we got married and moved upstate.
So no Ferris wheel? Because I bought you like 1,000 Ferris wheel Christmas ornaments.
Sorry, I should have told you, but I was ashamed.
I know what that's like. When I was struggling, I did things that I wouldn't want to tell my kids about. When I have kids, I don't have any secret kids. But if I did, this would be the time to tell you. Now, I thought I was the only screw-up in the family. It's nice to know that my perfect mom is as messed up as I am.
I'm a huge mess. There is one other thing. Abby isn't short for Abigail. Your real name is Abracadabra Stone. I'm sorry, that one's on your father.
You know what? I think I've always felt like an abracadabra. Order in the court. Judge Abracadabra Stone presiding. I love it. Let's call the first case.
We just gonna start? But I didn't get to do my all rise. That's in the Constitution.
Okay, the people versus Nate Crabbe.
Mr. Crabbe is charged with a D&D. Drunk and disorderly while playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Your Honor, my client is a Class 18 barbarian ogre who got a little too into character swinging his war horn. That is not a euphemism. It would be a little less embarrassing if it was.
It says here your client was drunk and brandishing a weapon. So seems pretty straightforward.
Yes, yes. There are just maybe a few details that you should consider. They were celebrating the wedding of Condor the Paladin and Mordecai the Warg, and you know how people get at weddings.
The court is only interested in facts from this realm, so can we wrap it up, counselor?
But I learned nerd for this. Your Honor, I truly appreciate your new business approach to the job, but maybe you're overcorrected a bit. Permission to approach.
Denied.
Denied? That's never happened before. Permission to lean? Pretty tall. I think I can.
Okay. If there's nothing further, the court is ready to rule. In light of the defendant's reckless behavior, I have no choice but to...
You're making a mistake.
What did you say?
I think you're allowing your issues to cloud your judgment in this particular case, Your Honor.
I find the defendant...
Don't.
I find the defendant...
Nope.
That's one count of contempt for Mr. Fielding.
Objection.
On what grounds?
I cite the precedent of Anderson versus...
Make that 2 counts. Officer, take him and book him.
Okay, now look. All the gangs are gonna want you. Now, take your time deciding. Enjoy being courted.
So would you rather live in the clouds or under the sea?
Ooh. Can I vote land?
I always dream about dressing mermaids. I've always hated legs. They're just so redundant. Let's do one at the same time.
Okay. If you could go back to any historical time period, when would you go?
Dinosaurs. If you could invite anyone to a dinner party, who would it be?
Dinosaurs. Back-to-back matches. Let's eat to that. Oh. You wanted to do the romantic feed each other thing. I'll get you on the next one. You know, this is the most fun I've had on a date in a long time.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I've never had a date in what do you call this?
A cafeteria?
Oh, sounds like a disease that cafes get. Your world is so fascinating.
So is yours. You know, ever since the pizza shirt, I came up with lasagna sweater and spaghetti socks. I'm telling you, this messy eater market is huge.
You know, I have to admit, ever since I made the world forget everything we know about pants, I've been cursed with terrible designer's block. It's like having to lift a 1,000-pound weight with my mind, and my mind doesn't have hands.
Oh, no, they're back. I got you. Hey. Chalamet went that away.
You saved me.
Oh.
How can I never repay you?
I think this is the part where we...
My late wife, Sarah, was in recovery for a few years even before we met. And she was always adamant about being of service to others. I often thought that she went too far. I was selfish. I wanted her to be with me. But I soon realized that it was as much, if not more, for her than it was for those other folks. And when she couldn't help someone find their way, it weighed on her. Maybe, like this has been weighing on you.
What was she in recovery for?
Booze.
Me too. How did you know?
Defects of character. Plus, now I remember you once called a surprise party a birthday intervention.
I lost a lot of time with my dad when I was at my worst. Ashamed to be around him. But he always had faith in me. He said he was keeping that faith safe until I had it in myself again. I'm glad I got into recovery and in time for him to see me get better, but I never felt I could make up for that lost time. It's one of the reasons I took the job here. To feel connected to him. So when it's not going well, I mess up. It's like I'm failing him all over again.
The Harry I knew. You feeling him? That thought would have never even remotely entered his mind. And just, also, there's folks around here who have a lot of faith in you.
Thanks, Dan.
And you know what? Think about it. You were right. Graziano wasn't a criminal.
So if I was right, that means that you...
Don't finish that. Now, if you don't mind, the time in the clink has made me rather hungry. Too hungry to ask. He's not coming down, is he?
Something came up at work, so he had to cancel. No, it's actually better because I am gonna start planning how to decorate the apartment. I'm gonna get the floor plans and I'm gonna start measuring, so.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to always try and find the positive spin. You're allowed to be mad.
I think it's better to put positive energy out there.
To each his own. I always try to put medium energy out there. Of course, no energy is the dream.
Yes, it is hard to be positive all the time, especially lately. This transition has been a little harder than I thought.
You know what? Let's try something for the next few minutes. Just allow yourself to be angry.
No, I don't.
No, just try it.
No, it's just not
Just
how I
try
operate.
it.
Will you stop interrupting me? I have enough going on already. Nothing is going how I planned. My apartment makes me smell disgusting. I have to eat chicken breakfast at 4 in the afternoon. I can't unsubscribe from any email list, which has nothing to do with the move, but it's very frustrating.
Anything else?
And Rand isn't here. I want him to be here to help me with this stuff. And no, I know it's not totally fair to make him uproot his life just for me to pursue a dream, but I want it anyway.
You want to keep going? You got at least another 30 seconds left. You haven't even mentioned great chowder.
He's coming, the landlord. Remember, you make teeth.
What?
He came to get a copy of his tenant's death certificate, and now he's almost here.
Arnold! You old so-and-so. Hey, how is your son's weird mouth?
I was just in the building when I ran into your friend, but she screamed, "I'm not here," and ran. So, you're a judge.
Just got a new job. Big step up. Yes, I am a judge. But I love that apartment, and I've had a really bad day. Any chance you can give a gal a break? I can still make you a tooth. How hard can it be?
Actually, I just learned the apartment's no longer available.
You just learned that?
Yeah, just now. I'm gonna go.
I'd like the room, please.
Oh.
See you tomorrow.
I believe we unleashed something.
What you mean, we?
Your Honor, the defendant was caught with the stolen items in her purse.
Your Honor, my client, Mrs. Jazzer.
It's Ms. Jazzer.
Noted. Ms. Jazzer,
You can call me Helen.
the defendant had no idea that
My
the...
husband's in a coma.
Objection, Your Honor. The defendant is groping her attorney.
Counsel, approach the bench. Oh, I got nothing. I just thought you could use a break. Am I crazy, or has someone been getting a lot of lady attention lately?
Connie from probate won't stop talking about the dashing new defense attorney with thick hair and a tush worth of push. Connie's a big old freak.
It's actually really annoying. I'm tired of women asking me if I've got any inside info on the silver fox I work with. Carol in the cafeteria, Carol at records, Carol who's always wearing the cat blouse.
Oh, go for cat blouse. I mean, I just thought that maybe she could be your chance at sharing your hopes and dreams with someone. And she could also share where to get that cat blouse.
Well, you'd hate to spoil all your fun, but my dating days are behind me. Because there was a time I would have killed for this kind of attention, and almost did. Not a human, a chicken. A voodoo doctor back in Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, told me that an animal sacrifice would make me irresistible to the fairer sex. Anyway, let's get back to these weirdos.
What are you guys doing?
They just cleaned the door. We're betting on who can tell the difference between glass and air. You want in?
Hey, none of that. It's the new clerk's first night. I want to make a good impression. Wyatt is just what we're looking for. He's a law student. He has a lot of life experience. And I'm just going to say it. The guy is cool.
You don't get to say what's cool. I've heard you say yikes, yoinks, and yowzers while dropping the same cookie.
Well, tonight, I am a human chill pill. Ah, that's him. Okay, everybody make him feel welcome. Dan, smile. But maybe don't show teeth. It's too late. He can hear everything. Just follow your heart.
As someone who took chill pills in the 80s, you need a new dealer.
Nice to see you again, Judge Stone. Thanks for the incredibly detailed directions, down to the step. Now I see why shoe size came up in our interview.
Do I know you from somewhere?
Oh, yeah. Trader Joe's, 14th Street. I used to work the sample station. You're the lady who loops around like 6 times for salsa shots, then leaves.
Nope, never mind, never seen you.
I've probably run into all of you at some point. I've had a million jobs. Spin instructor, hotel bellhop. For a while, I fixed granddaughter clocks. There wasn't much of a market. But I'm really excited to be here.
Who wouldn't be? You know, on the one hand, I mean, the money's not very good. But then on the other hand, this will do nothing for your career.
Don't listen to him. You're gonna love it here. It's just a breezy, fun, totally normal place to work.
We've been hacked. I repeat, we've been hacked. Hand off your devices. Don't worry, I have my whistle.
No, a whistle is the cue for the
Very chill.
A judgeship. It's an incredible opportunity.
Yeah, being a judge is kind of a dream I had given up on. Think about it. I've been judging people my entire life for free. Now, I'm going to get a paycheck for it.
I can't blame you for following your dream. It would inspire me to follow my dream, but my dream's impossible. I want to be a twin.
Truth is, I was a bit adrift before you came and dragged me out of retirement, forced me to take this job. So, thank you.
Dan, that's...
No, stop. Just stop. That's why I was writing a note. You want to hug something? Hug the note.
Thank you for the heads up about the birds. The scariest part isn't the violence. They seem to pick their victims.
Rand, Dan is leaving. But it's because I helped him, gave his life new meaning, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, man. I know we don't know each other very well, but I'll never forget the advice you gave me. Rand, your fly is down.
Rand, your fly is down again.
It's true now as it was then.
Well, it's clear there's no way I'm gonna convince you not to go, just like there's no way you're gonna convince me not to throw you the greatest goodbye party this town has ever seen.
Oh, God.
If you're not taking off for the bayou without us throwing a party to say bye you. And you know what? Rand can help me plan it. He's great at this kind of thing.
Yes. I've planned like dozens of horse pageants. A few of them went awry, but that's not my fault. See, the horses need to learn the pageants are not for them. Anyway, Abby, you ready to go get something to eat?
Oh, Judge, I'm so sorry to bother you. You were so kind to me earlier. I wondered if you could do me one more favor.
I'm sure I can find some time on
No, it needs to happen right now.
Yeah, sure, fine. Stay and help.
Oh, thank you for understanding. You're the best, but I don't want you to eat alone. Dan will go with you. Rand can help start planning your party.
Yeah. For theme, are you thinking masquerade or mousecarade?
Why do I feel those are my only two options?
All right, everybody. It's court o'clock, and you made it during Abby hour. All decisions, half price.
Judge, are you limping?
A bit. I got a little hit by a cab, and somehow the driver got angrier than I did.
So, still getting the hang of New York, huh?
You know what they say, you're not a real New Yorker until you pay the guy who just ran you over $45 to drive you to the hospital.
No, you're not a real New Yorker until you buy a rat trap, a hammer, and an egg sandwich from a bodega at 1 a.m.
First up, the People versus Carolyn Kratz.
The defendant is charged with disorderly conduct for bringing an uncontained animal onto the subway.
Your Honor, there's a very simple and extremely legal explanation for this. It was a service animal,
It was a horse.
a mini horse, nay, a seeing eye mini horse, and according to New York versus Pongo, mini horses are allowed on public transit.
Obviously, I gotta get a look at this guy. Upstate, I used to guess horse size is at a county fair, and that one is a big.
Your Honor, I call for a mistrial. I've just learned that the defendant and Ms. Moore have an existing relationship. They share a daily commute, the 542 downtown 6 train at Hunter College Station.
Slow down. I think we just blew right past the big news here.
Did the allegedly blind defendant just recognize me?
Oh, no. She didn't recognize you. The horse did.
That's my daily commute, too. Olivia, we're subway buddies.
Really? Well, it's crazy. Can't believe we haven't seen each other.
I've seen both of you a bunch of times.
Well, you're not helping. You know what? We just plead guilty. How do you put up with her?